Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater.
Keelan Cole with his third touchdown.
Defender Josh Norman to his backside.
Hey everybody, and welcome to a special edition of Pulp Fantasy, Camping Edition. So I decided to film all of the footage for this Pulp Fantasy while camping at Salmon Lasac Campground in the Cascades in Washington. So I've got a special show for you this evening, and I'm going to talk about Scott Fishbowl. I'm going to talk about some draft tips. And then I have a special game show that I have created a pilot episode for, and we're gonna have some fun with that. So, first thing I'm going to talk about, Scott Fishbowl. A lot of the drafts for Scott Fishbowl have just wrapped up. Maybe a few stragglers still going. It's been an amazing experience. I want to be the first to thank and show my appreciation to Scott for putting together this, and Ryan for putting together this amazing charity tournament. It's been a blast. I want to shout out to the Wu-Tang division. That's the division I'm in. Got some heavy hitters in there and some real cool people I've met coming in as fans. So it's just been a good time all around. So anyway, hopefully I can show you also during this random camping episode I'm doing that I've gotten pretty good with editing. I've gotten pretty good with the video editing. I hope that comes across. So without further ado, I'm going to talk a little bit about one of the more controversial players in the Scott Fishbowl League drafts, and that's Young Ho Koo. And thanks, Scott, for that, by the way. It's caused a lot of good discussion, actually. It's made me dive deeper into kicker stats than I ever thought I would, which I'm going to use for redraft leagues that have kickers. But, I didn't draft a kicker. I might. I don't have any issue people drafting kickers late. I don't see much difference in a kicker potentially later in the season as a Hail Mary flex over some wide receiver 4. I would actually say a kicker sometimes would have more upside. I mean, you see them getting 15, 20-point games every now and then, more so than your typical wide receiver 4 will get in their career. So no problem if you do, no problem if you don't. That's where I stand. I do like Young Ho Koo, though. I like that guy. Also, one other thing, kind of fun. There's going to be an Easter egg hidden somewhere in this episode. On this camping trip, I asked my sister to take a picture of my daughter and I across the river or something like that. And she, instead of taking a picture, took a 2-second video of her own face. So that's going to pop up somewhere in this episode. See if you can spot it. Okay, next thing I want to do is give you a couple of draft tips for redraft leagues. IBT Media is going to be putting out a draft guide coming up pretty soon, and just want to give a little sneak peek with a few tips. Tip number 1, just have fun. It's fun. Tip number 2, if you can avoid it, do not play in a league that has caps on the acquisitions you can make during the season. No acquisition caps. I was in a work league about 4 years ago. I joined it. I didn't really know anybody in the league, but I was like, hey, it'll be fun. It'll be a work league. And I didn't really look at the rules or anything like that. I just joined for fun. And then I realized there was an acquisition cap. And I personally like to stream defenses. I like to stream kickers if there's kickers. I like to stream quarterbacks if I need to. And I like to stream tight ends if I need to. So when I found out that there was an acquisition cap of like 25 for the whole season, my reaction was kind of...
That was an overreaction.
But you see, it wasn't an overreaction. As far as I'm concerned, acquisition caps can get so that the acquisition caps calls the fire department, and the fire department shows up and says, why the did you call the fire department? And the acquisition cap says, I got so hard I figured I would call the fire department. The fire department says, why the would you call us? We have better things to do. Fuck you.
Hey! I'm an uptight.
And acquisition cap says, well, I got so hard I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. And the fire department says, well, don't call us. And the acquisition cap says, well, what the do I do now? And the fire department says, well, you should just get
You old horny slut!
Well, no one's gonna top that.
Welcome to, it's a game show I made up. We're gonna call it play-by-play or Play Now Sports, one of those two, I haven't decided. Anyway, the context of the show is I ask two NFL head coaches, past or present, to compete in designing the best trick play. And I have them then show me that trick play in action. And I bring in some celebrity judges to judge, who had the best trick play, therefore the winner of play-by-play or Play Now Sports or Play It Again Sports or whatever we're going to call it. So the two coaches I invited this time are Chuck Pagano, former coach of the Indianapolis Colts, and Doug Peterson, former head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. And the other thing I'm going to do, along with talking to these head coaches, is I am going to do brief interviews with who the opposing head coach was for each trick play to get their take on it. All right, so here is the first trick play in this pilot episode, submitted by Chuck Pagano, Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah. Now we've got, on a 4th down and 3, you got Griff Whalen ready to take the snap. He'll snap it. Actually, Colt Anderson is behind him. And what in the world?
You got a guy on either side of him. What are you doing here? I mean, they don't even try to run a play. We've seen a lot of bizarre stuff. I've never seen anything more bizarre than that.
Welcome to the show, Chuck Pagano. Chuck, care to explain?
I got you, babe. Stole the money out of the back of the truck, drove my truck off the, into the tar pit or whatever, off the landfill.
So, Chuck, tell me about this play.
I got you, babe. I jumped off the roof at my home this morning. It's when them storms start coming off the coast of Africa and then they're coming through the Atlantic. I got you, babe. And they start coming up. What happens is if you get a nor'easter, right? You get a storm up top. Who's in here had done weather before? So when this starts to happen, film your tail off. I love it.
All right, we're going to go to our first celebrity judge to judge both that Colts trick play and Chuck Pagano's response to my question. I can't decide which of those is more ridiculous. All right, so here we go to extremely well-known guy from the Adam Sandler movie.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
And now we go to the head coach of the opposing team, the beloved New England Patriots, Bill Belichick.
Stupid thing.
Hey, Bill, is there something wrong with your microphone? Don't you have somebody that could help you with that, Bill? So, Bill, I'm sure you were licking your lips when you saw that formation that the Colts lined up in. I bet you never thought they would snap the ball, huh, Bill?
Whatever the rules are, they are. I didn't write them. I don't, whatever they are, they are.
I guess the Colts were flagged on that play for only having one moron on the line of scrimmage, but
There's no clarification. I'm not talking about contracts, period. Players, coaches, or anybody else's.
I don't know, man. You're starting to lose me, Bill. And now we'll take a look at Doug Peterson's trick play for this wacky game show.
And they're going to snap it, and it's Trey Burton who throws caught. Foles, touchdown.
Okay, so now we'll welcome to the show for the very first time, sure it won't be the last, Doug Peterson, former head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. How's it going, Doug?
This is Sergeant Peterson, Chicago Police.
Yikes. I think that was the wrong number. Oh well, we'll move on. All right, now that we got the right Doug Peterson, hey Doug, could you start off with just giving me some stereotypical generic coach speak? I need to check my sound levels.
We were just fortunate enough to put ourselves in position to really to end the game with that drive, for the touchdown, and defense stepped up and did a nice job to finish it for us, and so happy for them.
Great, thanks, Doug. I think we sound good on my end. Thanks a lot. So, Doug, I think that's probably the front runner at this point after watching the Colts play. What was it like having that play and executing it in the Super Bowl?
Oh, the 4th and 1?
No, the 3rd and 3 from the first quarter. Of course, the 4th and 1.
That play we've been working on for the last couple of weeks, and just needed the right time, right opportunity, and guys executed it brilliantly.
Yeah. Give the ball to Miles Sanders more next time, okay? Please. Thank you, Doug. I mean, seriously, you know that guy on TikTok who makes little simple videos of how simple some things are that people overcomplicate, and he just kind of looks at the camera. Oh, they're hilarious. I picture him being able to make one of his TikTok videos where he's just handing the ball to Miles Sanders and then looking at the camera like, this is simple. Just do this. All right, I'm going to take the Philly special right to the judges. None other than James
Cajun style
Carville to give us our verdict.
Mr. Carville.
We have no response. That was perfect.
Actually, Doug, I think I owe you an apology. I know it's not that simple. Fantasy football has nothing to do with the regular NFL, and everybody always wants their running backs to get more carries than they do. So I feel like I owe you an apology.
Well, I should say you do.
It sounds like I have the wrong Peterson again. Is this Doug Peterson? Hello?
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
Whoa. Dude, if I have the wrong number, then fine. If I have the wrong Peterson, then fine. But I think that's kind of harsh, man. You don't even know who I am. You know nothing about me. Now we go back to Bill double-dipping Belichick to give us his take on the Philly special as the opposing head coach during that play. Should be fun. So, Bill, I know that you're obviously well in tune with the fantasy football Twitter community. That much is apparent. So I have a couple of trivia questions for you about some of the people.
Yeah, well.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I thought, Bill. One of my friends in the fantasy community, love this guy. His name's Will Feltner, at Real Fantasy God on Twitter. Here's a trivia question. What's his favorite NFL team?
Cincinnati.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. I was not expecting you to get that one, Bill. How about this? What's my favorite NFL team?
Seattle.
Okay, this is just kind of creepy now, Bill. It almost feels like you've been spying on me. Just kidding around. Bill, you cut out there for a second. I'm sure everything's fine though. So, what did you think of the Philly special, Bill?
I don't know why you would bring it up.
Bill, it's the point of this game show. Didn't you get the script? Did nobody show you the script that I sent over, Bill? It didn't even work. Your powers are weak, old man. I didn't feel anything in my neck, head, or red. All right, Bill, I get it. You win. So there you have it. The winner of the pilot episode of Play It Again, play-by-play, I don't know. It's Doug Peterson, Philly special. Not a big surprise there. What was surprising was the fact that Chuck Pagano entered that hideous play in the contest to begin with. But it was good for a good laugh, so thanks, Chuck G. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next time. So, slight correction. You may have noticed I used air quotes when I said camping edition. I am in fact camping. There was no reason for any air quotes, and I apologize.